Sesko, Cunha, and Mbeumo. Good things come in three. After telling the world they were broke,
Manchester United would have run out of money at the end of this year. The club runs out of cash.
Manchester United splashed £200 million on a brand new attack. Imagine being one of the United employees who had his bonus and free lunch cut.
Top three in the world.
Yeah.
And it's having to cut £40,000 from ex-players and now removing food from members of staff in the canteen.
And then you see these new signings. This isn't the first time that United have spent a lot of money, but it feels different now, and a big part of that is that they are signing players that other top clubs wanted. That's how much pull Manchester United have, that even at their worst, even when the world thinks that they have no money, they can still pull whoever they want, because the name and brand is just too big.
I want to tell you, the good days are coming.
Let's begin with Sesko, one of the most exciting young strikers in Europe right now. Multiple Premier League clubs wanted this guy, from Arsenal to Newcastle. Manchester United had their eyes on him for a while, first back in 2019 when he broke into NK Domzale's first team at just 16. Then again during the 2022-2023 season when he smashed 16 goals in 30 games for Red Bull Salzburg in Austria. Now in 2025, at 22 years old, he is a nightmare for defenders. He's 6'5", lightning quick, strong, and very deadly in front of goal. He can score with either foot, bury headers, and he isn't afraid to take a shot from anywhere. I'm glazing him the way Georgienko glazed Andrew Tate.
I'll never forget it. He's super tall, bro, and like it's super intimidating when he has so many bodyguards around him. And he came in, I was so nervous, but when he stuck his hand out and smiled, I felt safe.
After dominating in Austria, he moved to the Bundesliga, and he continued dominating there too. In fact, he's been so good that he's drawn some comparisons to Erling Haaland. Now, he's not quite at Haaland's level just yet, but he has a lot of the same tools to get there. He scored 39 goals in 87 games for Leipzig since joining them from Red Bull Salzburg. If we look at a shot map from the 2023-2024 season, you'll see that this guy literally shoots from anywhere. Whether it's with his left foot, his right foot, or from a header, it does not matter. He's just as happy smashing one in from long range as he is from tapping it in from close inside the box. Now, a center forward was always a priority for United, given the lack of contribution they saw from Højlund and Xerxes, who contributed just 7 goals to a measly total of 44 in the Premier League. That's United's lowest tally in the post-1992 era. It's actually quite embarrassing. Fortunately, they now have a super athletic striker up front who can get you goals. With his size and athleticism, it's no shock that Sesko is a big threat in the air. And he's not just about power, he's got finesse too. In a 2-2 draw with Augsburg, he showed it perfectly. Dani Olmo got the ball near the right edge of the box and whipped in a cross. Sesko, standing between the penalty spot and the far post, jumped higher than anyone else and nodded the ball into the far corner. It wasn't just a brute force header, it had the perfect mix of precision and power to beat the keeper. United will be very encouraged by his ability to score from all areas. With an average scoring distance of 13 yards, Sesko is far more than just a tap-in merchant. Now, he can still sharpen up his finishing, especially when it comes to making clean contact and quick instinctive chances. But he's got the power and technique with both feet, plus the confidence to keep shooting. All of that points to him having another gear or two that he can hit in the future. In today's game, top strikers need to do more than just score, and Sesko is growing into a complete number 9. Stats from Smarter Scouts show that he's excellent at winning the ball back, ranking an impressive 80 out of 99 for recoveries and interceptions. That means he actually times his defensive work well and pounces on loose balls.
Pause, bro.
Something that Amorim really wants to see from his number 9. He's also above average in his link-up play, which is good for a team like United who want to keep the ball in the attacking third. At Leipzig, he connected very well with his teammates like Openda and Xavi Simons, showing once again that he's more than just a finisher. While Sesko helps improve the attack, a player like Baliba would solve all of United's midfield issues almost single-handedly. Baliba joined Brighton from Lille in the summer of 2023 for just under £26 million, including add-ons. Since arriving in the Premier League, the Cameroon international has built a reputation as one of the league's most exciting young midfielders. In the 2025 season, he played 40 games in all competitions, scoring 4 goals and adding 2 assists. He also earned 7 caps for Cameroon. Brighton brought him in to replace Moises Caicedo, and 2 seasons later, he's proving to be one of the best midfielders in the league. He's aggressive and defends very smartly, always quick to close players down and win the ball before they get comfortable. His timing and awareness help him intercept passes and turn defense and to attack very quickly. He was also solid when Brighton were defending deeper. When the team lost the ball, he was often the first one chasing it down to win it back. Then on the ball, Baliba keeps it very simple. He focuses on keeping possession rather than forcing a risky pass. Though trust me, this guy can switch the play easily with his long passes. His goals and assists are a nice extra, like the cherry on top of a cake, but his main value is the control and balance that he can bring to a midfield. He would be perfect for United because he's super athletic, so he can cover a lot of ground defensively. Then going forward, he's very good at receiving passes in between the lines and can carry it with speed and strength. Considering that Amorim wants his double pivot to be able to run and tackle a lot, there are not many better options on the market than Baliba. Now, he's not officially a United player, so let's talk about the players who are already on the team. Let's begin with Cunha. Cunha was playing for a team that was struggling just as much as United. Wolves were in a relegation battle for the majority of the season, and one of the biggest reasons they made it out of the drop was because of Cunha. It also wasn't some one season purple patch. He had been good for them the season before too. He finished the 2024 season with 14 goals in all competition. And keep in mind, he wasn't even playing as a traditional striker. He wasn't sitting in the box waiting for chances. He was everywhere, dropping deep in midfield to collect the ball, then carrying the ball forward himself. According to Opta, he carried the ball nearly 2 kilometers over that season, more than any other Wolves player. Over 50 of those carries were long driving runs of 10 plus meters that helped Wolves push forward. These numbers just put into context just how much he was carrying their attack. During that period, he also developed a serious long-range threat. He scored 3 goals from outside the box, more than any other player in the league that season. And these weren't lucky deflection goals, they were worldies. A screamer against Aston Villa.
Cunha striking! Oh, Cunha scoring!
A curling shot against Southampton.
Allowed to turn and face goal and shooting and scoring a beauty.
A thunderbolt pass Fulham.
Cunha sweeping it. Oh my word!
O'Neill encouraged him to shoot, and Cunha didn't need to be asked twice. He took more than 3 shots per 90 minutes, despite not even being a classic striker. These shots weren't easy ones either, by the way. His average chance had a lower expected goal value than 0.08, meaning that he was often shooting from very tight angles or from very long range. And yet Cunha outperformed his expected goals by nearly 3, proving that he could score the kind of goals that others just can't. And it wasn't just about his flair and finishing at this point though. Under O'Neill, Cunha embraced the gritty side of football too. He worked harder off the ball, he tracked back, he pressed from the front. In fact, he started putting up better numbers for interception recoveries than even the likes of Martin Odegaard and Bernardo Silva, players who, while technically brilliant, are also known for their defensive efforts. Cunha was transforming from not just being an attacker, but being a complete forward. And the thing is, when Wolves needed him the most, he delivered. Over that season, no Premier League player scored or assisted more equalizing goals than Cunha. 5 times he pulled Wolves back into the game. He had the clutch gene, which is rare to find and priceless. By the end of the season, Gary O'Neill couldn't praise him enough. He was glazing up more than I am in this video. It's funny, when you look at O'Neill's comments from back then, even he knew that Cunha wouldn't stay at Wolves forever. The Brazilian finished the 2024 season with 14 goals in all competitions, and his hot form carried into the next campaign too. By March of 2025, he had already scored 13 Premier League goals, putting him on track to break the record for the most goals scored by a Brazilian in a single Premier League season, which is 15 shared by Firmino and Martinelli. Well, Cunha matched it. By the end of the season, he had 15 league goals, 17 goals in all competitions. At that point, there was no denying it anymore. Cunha was Premier League proven, and Manchester United were watching. For Wolves, Cunha played as a left-sided number 10 in a 3-4-2-1. That's where he did the bulk of his damage. And what's great is that Amorim will be playing him in that exact role. Yes, the Brazilian is super versatile. He can play on the left, on the right, down the middle. But Amorim is clearly bringing him in to upgrade that left number 10 role. Because we all know that he's not going to play Rashford, and Garnacho is pretty much gone. And to be honest, it wouldn't have mattered. Cunha is a better player than both of them. United fans already got a taste of what this guy can do when he scored directly from a corner against them on Boxing Day.
A lot of players around Andre Onana as the ball goes in towards them. Oh, it's gone all the way through! Matheus Cunha!
That's the South American flair I was telling you guys about. Or maybe Onana can't save a Word document. Can't really decide which one. Now that was against Amorim's United. He also terrorized Ten Hag's United in the 2024 season. This guy is the perfect player to link the midfield and the forward line. And he's already very comfortable playing in a 3-back because that's what Wolves use. So he doesn't need time adapting. His ball carrying is actually what makes him the perfect fit in Amorim's system. The Portuguese manager usually likes to balance his number 10s, one who can create and another who runs in behind. Well, luckily for him, and Cunha can do both. He's a very confident dribbler, he can easily beat players, but he also knows how to time his runs and get into goal scoring positions when he doesn't have the ball. It's a very nice combination to have, and it adds real energy to the United attack. And more importantly, he brings goals, something that United have desperately lacked in their attack. And his numbers have been very good in the past few seasons. Yes, in his first half season on loan, he scored just 2 goals, but then he exploded. 12 goals in his first full Premier League season, and then 15 in the next. That kind of growth shows consistency, maturity, and real quality. Because remember, Wolves spend the majority of time in the lower half of the table. Cunha was shooting from long range distances from anywhere, trying to make something happen. But that's a great quality because he can score in all kinds of ways. Inside the box, he has a striker's instinct, quick finishes, smart movement. He knows how to read the game well. And like I told you guys, he's not just a poacher. His best quality is actually what he can do from outside the box. If you give this guy an inch of space, he will punish you. He took hard chances and made them look easy. He is somebody that can create something out of nothing, and United desperately need a player like that. Now, of course, there are a few concerns. Cunha has shown flashes of frustration. He's crashed out a few times. He picked up bans for his reaction in a game against Ipswich Town and Bournemouth, and there's always been this narrative that he can do more defensively. Although I would argue that when you're on a really bad team, it's hard to motivate yourself to run off the ball when you're doing everything for the team on the ball. But those moments haven't defined him. Yes, he is a bit of a hothead, but United actually kind of needs players like this. They need actual competitive players in the locker room. Someone who hates to lose more than they love to win. People complain about his defensive work rate, but in 2024 under Gary O'Neill, he had made more interceptions and ball recoveries per 90 minutes than both Odegaard and Bernardo Silva. He was running a lot, and he can do it. So in a new environment with a coach like Amorim, there is no doubt that he'll buy in. I mean, after all, he's coming to United after they missed out on any kind of European football. As with all United signings though, it's tough to be sure of anything. What I see though is compared to previous deals, this one seems much more calculated. It's a gamble like any other United signing, but it's a calculated gamble. He's a proven Premier League player, someone who doesn't need time to adjust to the culture or country, and a player who is already comfortable with Amorim's 3-back system. Then to help Cunha on the other side of the pitch, United brought in Mighty Mouse from UFC, another proven Premier League player. Despite Brentford being a mid-table side, Mbeumo consistently played well for them. In the 2024 season, he continued to play on the right wing in a front 3, this time linking up with Wissa, and right from the beginning he was on fire. He scored 5 goals just in the first few games of the Premier League. He was even nominated for the Premier League Player of the Month. Unfortunately though, his momentum got halted by an ankle injury in December of 2023. He had to have surgery and missed out on about 3 months of football. It was a tough period, but he didn't let it stop him, because even with that injury, he still managed to finish the season with 9 goals in just 27 games. Almost a goal every 3 matches. That's right, I can do quick math. And this is actually quite impressive when you realize that again, he plays for Brentford. They're not a bad team, but they're not some sort of elite level team. There's not a ton of creators to make chances for him. So the fact that he had that kind of form, despite an injury, showed how reliable he had become. He was now a player who knew how to make an impact no matter the situation. In the 2025 season, we saw the damage that a fully fit version of him could do. 20 goals in the Premier League with 8 assists. Just a dominant season all around. Because again, keep in mind, Brentford finished 10th. They are a very good mid-table side that are always tough to play against, but they are not a team that are creating loads of chances. Look at how much Mbeumo contributed to his team's expected goals and expected assists. This means that whenever he was on the pitch, he increased the chance of a goal or assist for Brentford. It's a statistical way of showing his impact for those who haven't watched him play. Because when you look deeply at this chart, you have the top strikers in the top left. These are the guys that increase the likelihood of goals for you. Players like Haaland, Isak, Wood. Then on the bottom right, you have the midfielders who account for the bulk of their team's expected assists. Guys like Bruno Fernandes. Now look at where Mbeumo is. He's towards the top for both categories. That's how good he is. He gives you goals like a top end striker, but he also creates like an elite level attacking midfielder. Now look at the difference in between his expected goals and actual goal. What this means is that based on the chances that he found himself in, he should have only had 7 to 8 goals. Instead, he got like double that. It's why he was nominated for Player of the Month in 3 separate months. Now some of you might be looking at him outperforming his expected goals and be saying to yourself that maybe he had a purple patch in front of goal. After all, before that season, he was regularly getting only 9 goals a season. But to me, that stat just shows that he's a lethal finisher and that he consistently gets into high quality scoring positions. Anybody that can score 20 goals for a team like Brentford is a good player in front of goal. Heck, even 9 goals a season for 3 seasons in a row is impressive. Now, I'm not saying he will get 20 goals again, but it's clear he has the quality to cause a lot of damage. Because look at the variety of goals he has has scored. I've seen this guy score volleys,
He tries to set Mbeumo away. Mbeumo tried to pounce.
finesse shots,
It's Mbeumo.
near post bangers.
But Mbeumo goes on himself.
I even saw him turn a cross into a goal against Ipswich.
And it goes from Mbeumo.
He's the real deal. Now, I wanted to show you guys his journey as a stats so that you can see that he's actually a fantastic signing. He is a Premier League proven attacking player that doesn't need time to adjust to a new league or country. This is a player that can fit whatever style of football Amorim wants to play at United. And if the Portuguese man ends up getting sacked, well, any manager can use a player like Mbeumo. He is versatile. He's incredibly efficient in front of goal, and he's got a great motor. Both with and without the ball, he runs non-stop, which is essential in the modern game now. You need everyone from your attackers to your fullback being able to defend and press. That's right, Mbappe. Take notes, buddy. Look at how PSG dominated European football. Because he is left-footed and has mainly played on the right-hand side, he would be the perfect right winger for Amorim. That right-sided number 10 role in behind the striker. He occupied the exact same spaces back when Thomas Frank used a 4-3-3. He would be on the right wing, running off of Tony. In the past few seasons though, he was used more centrally because Tony left, and Thomas Frank used a 3-5-2 sometimes. In that system, Mbeumo played next to Wissa in a two-man striker partnership.
The best partnership in the Premier League.
Oh, they are. Absolutely.
And they're laughing already. They're paying attention.
But again, when you look at this graph, you can see that he's the most dangerous cutting in from the right-hand side. That's where he got the bulk of his goals and assists. Although keep in mind, he can use his right foot just fine. In the 2025 season, Mbeumo showed that he could carry the ball forward really well, and he was punishing defenders in a variety of ways. Sometimes he would cut inside towards the goal, but he could also beat you going down the line. His versatility means that Amorim can play him out wide or even in more central areas. I mean, he can even play as a wingback if he has to. This flexibility gives Amorim more choices, more ways to punish teams. He can help the team attack in a variety of ways, so they don't have to rely on the same passages of play in the final third. A quick look at this graphic from The Athletic shows you just how many different ways Mbeumo destroys people on the right wing. He is a massive upgrade over guys like Garnacho, Mason Mount, or even Bruno when he's playing in that number 10 role. Seriously, going from watching Garnacho and Højlund in front of goal to Mbeumo, it's gonna be like watching witchcraft for some United fans. Besides Ahmad, United do not have any fast and skillful wingers, let alone one that can also finish. I mean, thankfully they have Cunha now, but before him they literally had one guy. Technically, somebody who could do it all was Rashford, but Amorim clearly felt that the Englishman doesn't work hard enough without the ball, so there's no chance that he comes back. Same thing with Jadon Sancho. Well, that's not an issue with Mbeumo, because one of his biggest strengths is his work rate. He runs non-stop, he presses the defenders, and he always helps his team. Whenever his team is out of possession, he tries to eliminate the more obvious passing lanes and disrupt the opponent as they look to build from the back. Now, while United have some very shiny toys, they also have some very good established players. Let's start with the captain, Bruno Fernandes. Now, I understand that there are some weaknesses in his game, like his desire to constantly hoof the ball down the pitch, the classic kick and inshallah. But Bruno, in my opinion, has become one of the most disrespected players in the world.
He gives the ball away all the time and runs all over the show like an headless chicken.
And Bruno Fernandes!
Just get on with it. Don't be such a baby.
To it. Fred Fernandes!
In terms of captain material, he's the opposite to what I would want in a captain.
Fernandes has a pop. Oh, what a goal!
He is a player who is consistently mocked for his low moments, yet never appreciated when he's at his best. Despite outperforming the majority of midfielders in the Premier League, he continues to be viewed as a stat padder and someone who spends more time crying than playing. Bruno has scored and assisted consistently for a Manchester United team that has been anything but consistent. I genuinely believe if he had played for any other club, he would have gotten more appreciation. The sheer number of goals and chances he has created put him in the top tier of midfielders. United have been cursed ever since Ferguson left, and any player who had joined the Reds had often struggled. But not Bruno, he got even better. He is one of the few United players to actually be able to create something on the pitch. Need someone to progress the ball from midfield? Give it to Bruno. Want someone to arrive late into the penalty area and have a crack on goal? Ask Bruno. Need a through ball played out to one of your wingers? Bruno can take care of it. Need someone to take responsibility for the forward press? Bruno is willing to shoulder the burden. It's why he has won the Sir Matt Busby Player of the Year award scored 4 times in his career already, equaling Ronaldo and De Gea. He is without a shadow of a doubt the best signing since Sir Alex Ferguson retired in 2013. How he has been able to still put up the numbers he does, while carrying some of the worst United teams we have ever seen, is quite impressive. Like, think about it, it has been the most disastrous period in United's history, at least in modern times, yet Bruno has still had some very good seasons. Maybe when he ends up retiring, people will appreciate what he did more. The other player that deserves more appreciation is Amad Diallo. Amad Diallo is the new hope for Manchester United.
Amad! It's in! It's brilliant!
Amad Diallo deserved to win the game because he was the one player on the pitch who looked like something.
I think he's been the best player for Man United this season.
For years, United had been looking for a talent that would develop into a superstar. Rashford, Martial, Anthony, they all gave the fans a little bit of hope. The club was in desperate need of a player who could lift them back to where they were. But instead, United became a graveyard for careers. They were killing talents instead of developing them. Such a toxic place that even the greatest player in their club history was destroyed in his return.
I think United have shown nothing but disrespect to Ronaldo.
Yet throughout all of this, Amad, the wonder kid, has emerged.
For all the big names around Manchester United, they might have just unearthed a little diamond.
Oh, I love him.
Look for certain traits in a Man United player, obviously, and he looks like he's got that. He looks like he's comfortable in the jersey.
A player who was benched over and over again by Ten Hag.
Under Eric Ten Hag, Diallo was in and out, didn't really know if he was playing, played a couple of cup games, a couple of European games.
Is now finally showing his bright colours.
But he's the only player that's playing anything like, with a freedom and energy and enthusiasm, a tenacity and something of a belief that represents what you'd expect in a Premier League football player.
He's being the biggest plus, I think, no doubt, for the new manager coming in, getting to work with the players.
Because, you know, I'm a chill guy.
What Amad has needed throughout his whole career was a manager who believed in him and gave him enough opportunities. Ten Hag, he never showed that. I understood it when Amad was initially loaned out from United. They had a lot of top wingers. But when he came back to United, after his loan stint at Sunderland, United's attack needed bolstering. Sancho looked done. Anthony was struggling. Rashford was inconsistent, and Greenwood, well, he was sent packing. Ten Hag, despite being under immense pressure, just kept Amad on the bench. Even after Amad scored the winning goal against Liverpool in the dying minutes of extra time, he was barely used in the following matches. In fact, in the next match in the FA Cup against Coventry, Amad only played 30 minutes, and then he wasn't played at all in the FA Cup final. Like Ten Hag, buddy, brother, Habibi, this guy saved your career. The least you could do is play him a couple more games. Amad, as Gary Neville described, is a player that fits the mold of young talents that we have seen over the years at United, at least during their successful era.
But the very basics of the game are about endeavour and spirit and taking risks and doing things that you would as a kid, and that can never leave you. And it's left a lot of these Manchester United players, but it's not left him.
He isn't afraid to run at players. He's direct. He's not afraid of the occasion.
The way he's not afraid to go at somebody. How many times do we see wingers in today's football, they go to the line and they come back? He's not doing that. He's got that confidence and belief in himself that he can play at this level.
That's how he was able to make the goal against City look easy. I mean, look at his body position. I just tore my hamstring looking at this. Buddy recreated the Bundesliga logo.
Do you ever get your foot in that position? He's actually...
That's how he scored the only 2 goals against Pau when it looked like another game that United were going to struggle. The ability to create something out of nothing is what stars do. Amad's exceptional dribbling allows him to navigate through the tight defenses and create opportunities in the final third. He is a constant threat because he can score and he can create for others. And that's exactly what United have needed more than anything. A star that can take matters into his own hands, that can create magic. To get to that next level, to get to that superstar level, Amad just has to keep doing what he's doing now, but more consistently. The good thing is that Ruben Amorim sees the star quality that Amad has. It's not just the fact that he's skillful, it's how hard he works without the ball.
The way in which even Amad closes people down to win the ball back and harass and hustle, there's a desperation to his game to do everything he possibly can.
He presses, he runs in behind, he wins duels. Players as skillful as Amad don't do the dirty work, but the Ivorian is more than willing to do it because he wants to play, he wants to win.
He's very good playing in that position, but also playing between the lines because he has a good control and he seems faster with the ball than without the ball.
Hopefully Amorim continues playing him as a right winger though, because this guy is too talented to be playing at right wing back.
Also versatile as well, can he? He can play in the front three, he can play wing back.
It's obviously a benefit that Amad is so versatile, but the team needs him further up the pitch, much closer to goal. The closer he is to goal, the better, because he's the best attacker that Manchester United have. Because, you know, he actually makes good decisions, unlike some other players. In high pressure situations, Amad remains calm, making calculated decisions that benefit the team. His speed of thought is really impressive considering how young he is. I can understand why certain fans still might not believe in him. After all, Rashford, Martial, Machida all had moments like what Amad did against City and Liverpool. Yet none of those guys elevated United back to the top. It's hard to be a talented player at United, especially now. There is pressure on you to perform, but the system around you, it's fragile. But Amad's composure makes him the perfect face for the Ruben Amorim revolution. The two of them should hopefully bring some composure and calmness to a club that has been so chaotic over the years. Amad's best friend Mainoo also deserves a shout out. A wonderful player who I hope Amorim can profile correctly. There's a reason this guy was starting in a Euro final at such a young age, why he was able to body Manchester City in a final. Mainoo has always reminded me of Thiago Alcantara, the way he glides past players and breaks the lines with his passing. Having a player in the center of the park that can carry the ball the way he does is such an asset. Add in the fact that he can also dictate the tempo, and you have got an elite player. Then in the back, United have Lenny Euro, a center back that the entire world of football was after, and for good reason. He is still young, and yet has all the qualities you are looking for in a modern day center back. He's good on the ball, he's quick, and has these long lanky legs like a spider. Of course, he still needs to bulk up and improve, but to be as good as he is at this age is an indicator that he can be a top player. Now, speaking of young players with tons of potential, Patrick Dogu deserves some love too. He arrived midway through a disastrous season, so nobody talked about him, but he has everything you need to be an elite left wing back in a 3-back system. Think of him as a younger version of Nuno Mendes, and I'm not even exaggerating. He has the athleticism, he just needs more game time to improve because he's still a raw player. But I see Amorim's vision, and let's not forget, Amorim is the one who gave Nuno Mendes the opportunity to join the first team at Sporting. In the back line, there's also Lisandro Martinez. The Argentine was looking like an absolute beast before his injury. He had been the starting center back for Argentina in the previous summer, helping them win Copa America. And I think most United fans agree that when he's healthy, he's arguably their best center back. In a 3-back system, he's exactly what you're looking for in a left center half. He's good on the ball, aggressive, add in Mazraoui and De Ligt, and honestly, United's back line looks pretty good. They just have to hope that Onana can stop having his bozo moments. But above any player, United fans should be optimistic about Amorim. His plan for United isn't just another short-term fix. It's a structured, long-term blueprint designed to rebuild the club's mentality, style of play, and future. He has already brought discipline and standards to Old Trafford. That's why Garnacho and Rashford are no longer at the club. He has also given the team a clear identity on the pitch. The players all know what system they're playing and what passages of play to look out for. It's a system that made Sporting one of Europe's most tactically flexible sides, and it's already showing signs of working in Manchester. I know there are some United fans that still don't believe in Amorim, but give him the benefit of the doubt. In his first season, he identified the weaknesses, and more importantly, this isn't his first time rebuilding a club. In his first summer at Sporting, Amorim saw 25 departures. The club was in chaos, yet years later, they were champions, going 32 games unbeaten. When Amorim walked through the doors in 2020, Sporting weren't just underperforming, they were traumatized. 2 years earlier, Ultras had stormed inside the training ground and assaulted the players and staff. It triggered a mass exit, with several key players tearing up their contracts. That summer, Amorim faced a similar issue that he faces now at United. How do you rebuild something so broken? And the answer is to be ruthless. That's how he got rid of 25 players without blinking an eye. Just like the United team he took over, Sporting's foundation was wrong. He didn't give any player a free pass, no matter their price tag or their history with the club. No player is bigger than the club. The other impressive part about Amorim's rebuild was that he used the academy, really focusing on promoting the youth. In his Sporting side, he trusted players like Nuno Mendes, Gonçalo Inácio, Matheus Nunes. All of these guys became starters. All of them helped shape the title-winning season. He's now doing the same thing at United. Obi, Heaven, Amas. There were flashes of what his United team can look like in the 2025 season. Now with a full preseason and investments, we can truly see what an Amorim United squad can achieve. He has a blueprint for how to get back to the top. And to see his plan step by step, you have to check out this video right here.